Well, hello, everyone. My name is Zoe, and I'm a senior at ULani and a student in Honors Independent Research. So today I'd like to talk to you about primordial black holes as progenitors of massive high redshift galaxies. So primordial black holes are theoretical black holes theorized by Stephen Hawking, formed almost immediately after the Big Bang. By by massive high redshift galaxies, I mean young galaxies early in the universe, which appear extremely developed for their age. So the James Webb Space Telescope was launched in December 2021, and it's the largest and most powerful space telescope ever built. So it's designed to study the earliest galaxies in the universe, observe exoplanets, and explore the origins of our solar system. So the telescope's primary mirror is over 21 feet, which allows it to collect more light than any previous space telescope, which is why the photos that we see now are so different and more developed from the ones that we've seen before. So some of the images on the slide are those captured by the telescope this year. So some of the 2023 images pictured on the slide, they revealed galaxies that were not expected to be there. So they're six galaxies that seem much too developed for their young age. So the reddish color of the galaxies, they show that they're very far back in the universe, making them only between 500 and 800 million years old. However, they're also extremely massive and developed. So this challenges our current models of galaxy formation, which predict protogalaxies require billions of years to gradually assemble. So this study investigates whether primordial black holes could have seeded the unexpected rapid formation of these high redshift galaxies. So in the most widely accepted cosmological model, the universe began approximately 13.8 billion years ago in a rapid expansion event known as the Big Bang. So as space-time expanded and cooled, the first atoms like hydrogen and helium were able to form a few 100,000 years after the Big Bang, and then gravity was able to slowly pull them together and create large clouds in which stars were able to ignite in the dense regions, which then went on to form the first galaxies. So this started the era of cosmic structure growth throughout space. So new generations of stars used heavier elements, which when they died, enriched the gas reservoirs available for star formation. So then at the core of most modern large galaxies that we see today sits a supermassive black hole containing millions or billions of solar masses. Because as galaxies evolve over eons, the central black holes grow with them, so they attract more matter ingesting stars and gas. So exactly when and how the earliest galaxy structures formed in our cosmic history is a question that we don't fully know the answer to yet. But now with the use of instruments such as the James Webb Space Telescope, we've found um, early galaxies that seem much more mature than all previous models predicted. So this prompts new questions about the origins of these galaxies. So then the primordial black holes I was talking about earlier, they were proposed by Stephen Hawking, and they're hypothetically black holes that could have formed from the collapse of extremely dense regions almost immediately after the Big Bang. So I hypothesized that these primordial black holes could have seeded and accelerated the growth of these unexplained galaxies. So theoretical models suggest that primordial black holes with initial masses of about 900 to 980 solar masses would potentially grow into supermassive black holes of 100,000 to 1 million solar masses within the first 100 seconds of the Big Bang. So this mass range matches what would be required to act as the seeds catalyzing rapid galaxy formation. So to test this seeding hypothesis, I analyzed a sample of 9 observed galaxies at redshifts greater than 9, meaning we're seeing them as they appeared uh, less than 800 million years after the Big Bang. So these galaxies are different from the specific James Webb Space Telescope ones because we don't have enough data on those galaxies to be able to do this kind of analysis. Using the published data on the stellar masses and star formation rates of these galaxies, I was able to calculate the mass of their central black holes. So the goal was to see if these black hole masses aligned with the primordial black hole mass range established earlier, which would then mean if they did align, that primordial black holes could in fact be capable of driving early galaxy assembly. So then I used the published data and I calculated the black hole mass with this equation by Terrazas et al. So it's important to note a mathematical limitation using this equation. This being the use of the same stellar mass averages and black hole mass averages as established by Terrazas et al., which means that it's not specific, these ranges aren't specific to the galaxy sample used in the experiment, but only general average found by normalizing stellar mass and black hole mass by their average value from Terrazas et al. Sample on central galaxies. However, it was still comparable to my galaxies considering their similarity in age and size for both samples. So after having done this, it allowed me to compare the calculated black hole masses to the theorized primordial black hole mass range capable of catalyzing new galaxy formation. So this was the range established by Laura Clavijo et al. And they were the ones who said that a primordial black hole formed 1 second after the Big Bang with a mass of 900 to 980 solar masses would then be able to reach between 100,000 and 1 million solar masses by 100 seconds after the Big Bang. So this is the mass range of a supermassive black hole, which are the ones that we usually see at the center of most galaxies today. So then when comparing the calculated black hole masses to this range, I found that they all fell within or above it. So this provides me with preliminary evidence that the central black holes powering these unexpectedly massive early galaxies could in fact have originated from primordial black holes rather than typical stellar remnants. So the primordial black hole mass is calculated, there's sufficient to have plausibly seeded the rapid formation of these impossible galaxies. Anything below this range would lead me to believe that it is not possible, but anything within or above tells me that it is in fact possible. So these findings led support to the idea that primordial black holes may have played a crucial role in catalyzing the rapid assembly of these galaxies. So as observed by the telescope. So without pre-existing dense objects like primordial black holes that could immediately begin like accreting matter, it's hard to explain the origins of these galaxies. Like this helps us say why they're so large at such a young age. So of course, more research is still needed to further test and strengthen this hypothesis. Expanding the sample size, for example, or even repeating this experiment with specific data from the James Webb Space Telescope galaxies and not a separate sample. Even learning more about primordial black holes, since them being such theoretical entities, we don't know much about them yet. We don't even know if they exist. So knowing about them, even if knowing if they exist would help. So, I mean, in conclusion, the alignment between the calculated black hole masses in our sample of galaxies and the theoretical range for primordial black hole seeds, it lends preliminary support to the idea that primordial black holes could be the progenitors of these impossible galaxies discovered by James Webb. So if confirmed by future research, this primordial black hole seeding mechanism, it would represent a major revision to our understanding of structure formation in the early universe. So it could fundamentally transform cosmology's account on how the first galaxies came to be in our universe. So yeah. So I would like to thank Dr. Chan for, well, everything this year, because research is hard and you can't do it by yourself. Also my mentor, Dr. Doug Simons at the Institute for Astronomy, who was able to help me basically figure out exactly what I was going to do and how to do it. So I could not have done that without him. And so I guess for future students, it's not an easy thing. It's hard. It's not for the faint of heart, especially first semester. Even if you have a topic picked out, you still maybe won't know what exactly you have to do to prove your research question or hypothesis. But it's worth it for after when you figure it out. Thank you.